Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday to you. Welcome to another Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream. I am your host, Uncle B. Please pay attention to the following announcement. International streaming rules and regulations require me, they implore me, to provide the following information. I am on the Xbox Series S's and Sam. I have the deluxe version of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We will be flying the Stearman 75. Actually, that is spelled incorrectly. Let me change that before I forget. Done. And we are departing from North Palm Beach County General Aviation, and we are heading to Sebring. I am not taking requests for flights, except, well, I will be today. Let me rephrase that. I will be taking one request for the following Friday, but we'll get to that when we're in the air. I'm also not asking people. Hello, Joseph. To ask me to fly a particular aircraft. Okay. I fly the sim the way I want to. My schedule is created well in advance, meaning that I spend time finding interesting places to fly, as well as fly an aircraft that I am confident will work in the sim. My streaming schedule is subject to change based on my own real-life schedule. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are vintage aviation flights. Tuesdays, we have jetliner, regional jet, regional prop, and business jet flights. Thursdays, we have military aviation flights. Saturday, we have flights featuring the P-38 Lightning. And Sundays, we have scenic flights. Any other information can be found in the description area below the video. Thank you for your attention. So we got about a 45-minute flight, give or take. Should be good weather. So we will get in here and get our aircraft started up, taxi out, and then we're gonna head towards the airport here. This is Sebring International here. There's the main straight, and then you turn and all that. So there's the race course right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get close, and then we're gonna break over. We're going to kind of turn over the raceway, and then we're going to come back around and then land on runway 32. Okay, so that's our plan. So let's get in here and get going. Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful Friday. We have the old Army Air Corps or Army Air Force liveried plane today as part of our flyover Sebring. Let's prime it just a smidge here. All right, there we are. I guess my co-pilot doesn't want to talk this morning. Oh, because it's not towered, that's why. Go figure. Alright. I'm fine, Joseph. Let me... Hold on a second here. Make sure we have everything all set. I think we're good to go. Let's just have a quick check of the... Come on, plane. Let's get a move on. Did I not throw on my... I feel like everything's off right now. Hold on a second. I don't know why. Nope, it's on. So why am I not seeing my... Oh, of course, because it's the other way. Nope. We can go right through here. All right. Hold on a second. I'm gonna lose my mind here with Twitch or frickin' Discord. Sorry, folks. Hold on. I'm gonna have to mute my... There we go. Now I can focus on what I'm doing here. So if anybody, while we're taxiing out here, if anybody's gotten an idea for a flight for next Friday, and we can go ahead and post that. First come, first serve. You know, if you got some ideas, I'm willing to listen, or just put them in. Once we're in the air, we'll have a look. I know Jody just went live, so I know, Joseph, you're probably going to go watch her. That's fine. Do what you got to do, man. It's all good. If we don't get a... nobody, before we land, if nobody gives me an idea, then what we'll do is I'll just do a... We'll fly the Honda Jet on a service there on that Friday. If I don't get any suggestions before I land. All right, here we go. Away we go. So we're going to turn on a heading of 309. We're going to see if we can't do this the right way. There we go. Hello, Jody. I am fine. I just saw you just went live. That's good. I will pop in there as soon as I can to see what you're up to. So yeah, if anybody has a suggestion for a flight for next Friday, go ahead and put it in. I need a... Oh, I thought you were. So I need the departure... 12:40. Oh, so in a couple minutes. I need the departure airport and the arrival airport. If you want me to fly just like a small sort of, you know, like taking off from a small airport to a small and landing in a small airport, we can try to work that out. Nothing more than 3 hours. So if you have something that you would like to see, you know, or a suggestion, go ahead and put it in. Yeah, it was good, Jody. We got a lot done with Mick, or for Mick. Yeah, glad we got more, a little bit more money in the bank for him. Although we were spending money there towards the end, at least trying to lease better equipment to get things done. So, yeah. Go ahead and get our picture real quick before we get. So yeah, the oops, we gotta turn that this way a little bit more. Marketplace. The update yesterday was lackluster, for lack of a better term. It was a bit disappointing, not gonna lie. But okay, well, Jody, that'll work. I'll be around if you need me to help out with anything. But if not, that's fine. I'm sure you know more than I do about the game because you've been playing a little bit longer than I have, but it's all good. So yeah, so anybody right now, I'll reopen this. Need a departure and an arrival. Anybody wants to suggest a flight? Now's the time. So don't wait too long. Okay, I'll be around. That's fine. I don't plan on going anywhere today, not that I can think of. I've got food, I've got toilet paper, so as long as I have both of those, I'm good. So we have two bodies of water here inland that we are going to fly over. Oh, so there's an airport down there. Looks like. Huh. So we have one coming up here. So that's like an inland lake. We're going to fly over that, and there's another one that's close to Sebring. So we're going to fly over that. that's going to be our like kind of our navigation aid, since we don't have any VOR or anything else that we can use to help us figure out where we are. So yep. Anybody got a suggestion? We land and no, I don't get a suggestion, then it's captain's choice, captain's discretion. Hello, Vengeful Squid. How are you? Nice to see you here. Okay, sounds good, Jody. Appreciate it. Just a second here. When I see that you're live, I will up in here. So yeah, we are on our way to Sebring. We're going to do a flyover over the raceway. Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, good Friday. Although I will admit, I'm not going to lie, I was very, very, very disappointed with the update yesterday afternoon or evening time. I posted on the forums the discussion after the roadmap came out. I said, Thursdays are becoming a bit heartbreaking. And I know that they're trying to fix things, but I said it's getting more difficult to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I said if I had the means, I would totally go PC and I would never go back to the Xbox. It's very difficult to keep being hopeful. We have like these little bright spots every now and then. Like we got the Honda Jet much quicker than I would have expected. There's all these little things that happen and you're like, okay, it's fine. But other than that, it's like you're just, we're still waiting for updates on stuff on the Xbox. And it's like we hear, like the F-15 update came out for the PC the other day. It's like we don't know if or when. Well, we know we will get it, but when? It's just I don't really, it's very difficult to remain positive. In a situation. Hook my dad up with a circus flight. Oh, wow. Oh goodness, I don't know if I can handle that at 65. That's. That's very, that might be a little too much. I don't know that I would be able to handle that at that age, but that's cool. But yeah, so yeah, I kind of ranted about it. I didn't want to, I'm trying not to rant about it in the stream, because it's just not cool, but we were betting from the ground, yeah. So, but I'm going to try to enjoy what we have. It's just, I'm not, what I think I'm going to do is, I'm not going to, when anybody posts anything about the weekly updates, I'm not going to even look. I'm just going to log in to the sim at 9:30 Thursday night to see if anything's there. If not, then I'm sure it'll come the very next day on Friday. But I'm not going to, I can't get my hopes up. Somebody told me a long time ago, don't expect anything, just accept what happens. And so I think that's where I'm at now. I just have to accept that it's going to take God knows how long for them to sort this out on the Xbox. And I think, and I hope I'm wrong, but I think that the Jorg might have bitten off more than he could chew when he said we're trying to get the Wasm thing done in under a year. I think possibly it's going to take long. It's going to take at least a year. But I hope I'm wrong. Maybe I will be, but yeah, it's very difficult to tell. But anyway, so once again, Anybody has a flight suggestion, no more than 3 hours, give me a departure airport and an arrival airport. So if anybody wants to put that in, I'm willing to, I'll give it a look. And if we can do it, I will. But it's got to be at least no more than 3 hours. Preferably less than that, if at all possible. So anybody got any suggestions? We're at our first body of water. We're gonna run out of distance here before we know it. So the sooner the better. If you've got a suggestion, I can look at it while we're. So. We've got all kinds of mountainous areas we can fly around. We have, give me something interesting, and if I can do it, I will. So, time's a ticking. Oh, and another thing. So just I was looking at this recently. It seems. That the on YouTube right now, every fighter pilot, former fighter pilot, whatever, any military aviator, everybody's doing a reaction video to Top Gun Maverick. Like, it's just oversaturated on YouTube right now. Like, it's ridiculous. I'm just like, I get it, it's cool, but they're all, I don't think anybody's saying anything really differently, So why, I don't, yeah, there's all these reaction videos. It's, I think one or two is enough, but it's like everybody's in there doing it now. It's kind of funny. Anyways, so. Air Force pilots, Navy pilots, Marine Corps pilots, retired, still on active duty, it's like everybody's doing a reaction video. Don't you all have a little bit something more to do? I do want to go see it in the theater, though. I heard it's one of those movies you have to see in the theater in order to get the full experience. Alright, so we are over our first, getting close, well, kind of over near our first inland lake. This is Lake Okeechobee. I think hope I'm pronouncing that right. That is the lake here in front of us. There's a smaller bits of bodies of water here, but the main lake is Lake Okeechobee. So I see that little island there. Cool beans. I know where we are. We need to track a little bit back to the right. We're getting off course here. Hold on a second, folks. Sorry, one of those clowns on their loud motorcycles was going by, and I thought for sure he was gonna over-rev his engine to, you know, that usual stuff. So yeah. So our flight plan, our flight path should be taking us just north of this little island here off the left wing tip, that one right there. So we got to get a little bit back on track here. We're kind of losing our way home, or our way to Sebring. Been to Sebring twice. First time was in 2004 for the 12-hour race. Mainly hung out in the grandstands right there along the front straight. It was right near the entrance to pit road, so I got to see. Matter of fact, where I was at was right over the champion Audi team. It was a privateer Audi R8 team, not the R8 that we know today, but the prototype R8, the LMP1 R8. So yeah. Got to watch them. They only had one car there, so I was right near there. Yeah, it was pretty cool to see that, the cars would come into the pits and during the race and all that. The second time I went was in 2007. Yeah, I think. It was 07 when the infamous last lap between the Flying Lizard Porsche and Risi Competizione. Risi, I still to this day believe, drove way dirtier than that they should not have been allowed to do. They almost put Jorg in the wall. Jorg Bergmeister was driving the Flying Lizard Porsche. The Ferrari driver came over to the right and almost forced him into the wall on the back straight. Yeah, it was really dangerous driving. It was, to me, it was unforgivable, but whatever. It's a great place to go to watch a race. You just buy, whatever ticket you buy, you can walk around and just go all over, pretty much almost anywhere to watch the race. A lot of people go there every year. They camp. They bring in their campers and stuff, and they watch. They have a Turn 10 club, because it's a very, it's one of those places. There's usually all kinds of action and stuff like that. So a lot of the people that go there every year, they've been going for quite some time. They all kind of know each other and everything. So yeah, it's a really neat track. It's a former B-17 training base during World War II, and then after that ended, it was time to, or they turned it into a racetrack, and it's very bumpy, because it's got like that concrete runway, and so the cars get unsettled very easily. So yeah, it's always an interesting place to watch a race. I'd like to go again one day. right, folks, we are almost over Lake Okeechobee. We have one more lake in front of us, which is Lake Istopoga. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, so if I'm butchering it, I apologize. So we are more than halfway to our destination. So if anybody has a suggestion, still got time. Otherwise, captain's discretion comes into play. I'll even, if somebody who's watching this on YouTube, if you put it in the comments when this premieres tomorrow morning, if you have a suggestion, I'll extend it that long just to see if anybody over who watches it on YouTube has a suggestion. Otherwise, yeah, it's going to be captain's discretion, and that's going to be it. So. These are very popular training aircraft for pilots in the military. Also, for those of you who do not know, not far from where I live, and I won't disclose the location exactly, but a company called Link Aviation was created not far from where I live. They created the first training simulators for pilots. Not only, I think they were used to train pilots here in America, but they were also used to train many pilots in the UK and in Canada for service in World War II. Because there was such a shortage of pilots and there was a shortage of aircraft, so that was the only way that they could kind of get pilots prepared for to learn as much as possible before they reported for duty. So yeah, very interesting history. he did not Edwin Link. Originally, that wasn't what he was. I think he was into sewing machines and something else, but he saw an opportunity that the pilots would need some kind of a training aid in order to be able to fly. So yeah, very cool stuff. So my plane wants to just start descending all of a sudden. Like, it's probably because we're getting lighter because we got 37% of our fuel left. So it's like, oh, we're lighter, so let's just go ahead and fall out of the sky. So. Not ready to descend just yet. So that is there. There's that. I can see where we are, kind of. There's that. There's that. So we got to turn. We're getting a little off track, I think. We're a little too close to this waterway here. We need to be a little bit south of it, a little bit more south of it. Okay. Yeah, we know where we are roughly. Good morning, Mick. How are you, good sir? Nice to see you here. Guess you're still recovering from all the farming action last night. Lot got done, which is good. Got you some money in the bank, although, as I was saying earlier, it's like we got you some money and then we went spending it. But, yeah, so... my head is spinning. Yeah, a lot to deal with. That's for sure. Well, yeah, Jody said she was going to talk to you later today and all that. Give you some more suggestions and things, because it can be a bit overwhelming. You know what? Because now that you have you can, Pithers combine those fields, so now you have larger stuff to contend with. So yeah, you need different equipment and stuff like that. So yeah. So I will defer to her expertise. There's a lot more that she might know that I don't. So. But yeah, at least we got some contracts done and all that, which was good. All right, our next body of water. So, Mick, if you have a suggestion, good sir, for a flight next Friday, I've I've been asking and nobody. So thus far, everybody's just kind of been silent. So, if you have a suggestion for next Friday for a flight, I am all ears. for lack of a better term. I need to go slow, get the cash in, and grind that, and not push the. Well, like if. See, the difficult part is getting that rhythm. I think where. There's enough to do where if you have people working on your main farm, and then you have some folks doing the contracts at the same time, then there's a good, like a good cycle. But we there was so much happening, and it was just too. It was getting to be a little too chaotic there towards the end. So yeah, but it's fine. All right, so yeah, now we can slowly lose our some altitude here because there's our second and final body of water there. That's our second inland lake. Just on the other side there, somewhere in the distance, is the our raceway and our airport. So we are coming to the end. So if nobody puts anything in now, it'll be rolled over till tomorrow in the YouTube channel only. Anybody puts a suggestion in there, I will try to respond to that person and say yep, yay or nay. Otherwise, it's Captain's discretion. Uncle B's discretion will be in full effect. Anyways, so yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, Lightning Saturday. We are going from Burbank to Ryan Airfield over in Arizona. So it's going to be a bit of got a few. I think the longest leg we have is 112 nautical miles. The rest is well below that. So we got a bit of time tomorrow too. We'll talk a little bit about the history of Flag Day tomorrow, which is coming next week. So, look at our chart here. We need to be going a little bit towards Gotta be just close to this part of that lake. We just gotta turn a little bit, and then the airport will be in sight. Oh, now we're turning a little too much. We need to drop a little bit more altitude. Come in. Now, of course, this doesn't have flaps, so we can't use that to help slow down. We have to kind of has ideas, and I preach that, and I'm learning as I go. I just felt a bit under pressure to get stuff, and I don't really play that way. Yeah, but it's I get that, Mick. It's just kind of, you know, if there's like a stable amount of equipment on your farm that, you know, if there's stuff to do there, we can use that, and we don't have to, you know, unless there's something we can use. But it was like we were losing track of things. But yeah, I can understand that. So, yeah. Well, I think to get started, you have to spend a little bit, but then eventually it'll kind of, you know, it'll even itself out. You know, you'll start bringing more money in, and then, you know, you can expand when you're ready to. But again, it's like everybody's jonesing to get on your farm. That, you know, what gets me is a lot of people want to join who have the game, but they don't stream it themselves, but they want to be a part of your stream. You know, so yeah, it's just I don't, you know, it's more that they're like, oh, I was on somebody's stream, not that they're doing it themselves for whatever reasons, you know. But yeah, they're just, it's like they need a fix, you know. So yeah, oh, no. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know, and I think, you know, Jody will be able to kind of explain things to you and give you some suggestions, and you can look at it and say, okay, yes, or like, well, is there like an alternative maybe, you know, or something that isn't going to cost me so much, kind of thing. I'm sure she can help you find those things out, you know. So, all right, we should be able to call in to our airport now for landing. There it is. We're coming in on runway 32. Oh, of course, it doesn't have a. Yeah, I know, Mick. I know. You're right. All right, so there's our pattern right there, but we're gonna do away with that pattern for now, because we're gonna fly over. We're gonna do our flyover, and then we're gonna come back around and put this thing on the ground. Although we can't mess around too long because we are almost out of fuel. To get here. I should have looked at that. That's one of the things I gotta work on, is always making sure I gas up enough to get to our destination. So, but yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from, Mick. But I think, you know, if between you and Jody, you'll get a good idea. She can help you sort some things out, give you some suggestions, and, you know, and you could pick her brain and find maybe some less costly alternatives until we get more money in the bank, kind of thing. But yeah, it's I'll be happy to help, offer any other suggestions, but like I said, I will defer to her expertise. you know. So if I was doing it on my own, I would still be using the equipment I started with and doing loads of contracts to fill. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's, the great thing about that initial farm is if you have the fields, like you have 3 fields to start off with, and so you get that stuff, get everything dealt with there, and then you can look at contracts, because for whatever reason, always when you start a new farm, it has you at the end of the crop cycle. So it's like you got to harvest, and then you got to get everything ready, and so your options for contract starts to run out, until the next harvest cycle. You plant and all that kind of stuff, where you sow the fields and everything. So yeah, it's just a bit difficult, I guess, to figure out sometimes, to know how you want to run your farm and everything. But but then again, if you get a large field like the one that I did, where I harvested it or something. What did I do? I either harvested or cultivated it. I forget. But anyway, yeah, when you're doing that on your own, that's a lot of work to do, So it's like, where do you find that balance? Do you ask for a couple people to help out, or do you have a bunch of people to help out, and then everybody's kind of standing around going like, okay, what do I do now? So, but again, that's really on you. If you've got more than enough people, or you're like, there's not much to do, I don't mind. I don't have to join if you've got enough people to get a few things done and all that. It doesn't hurt my feelings necessarily. So, all right, there's our runway right there in front of us, right off the right wingtip. But that means the raceway is right there. So we are heading there. We'll do our flyover, and then we'll get ready to put it on. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a quick flyover. Otherwise, can't mess around too much longer. The tanks will run dry. Matter of fact, you know what we'll do, just to give us a little bit of a cushion. There we go. Just enough. I know I shouldn't do that, but yeah, give us just a little bit of breathing room. But yeah, Mick, it's that's how I want to do it when I start streaming. Is I'll start off small, just do a few things, maybe do some contracts, just to get things built up, and all that, and then go from there. But I also like too that it used to be when you started on a new farm, all your silos were completely full of products, so that you could use that to sell right away to get some money to help you get started. Well, they don't do that anymore. It's like you start off, you've got nothing really to work with. So yeah, it's a bit, you're scrambling to get money. But all right, well, there is the raceway coming up. It's much more slowly than rush it to get it to where everyone else is on their farm. I felt a lot for me to handle last night. Yeah, I know, Mick. I know, and it's my feeling is, this is just my observation, the communication could have been infinitely better, and it was very difficult to communicate in the chat, stopping typing and everything, because you ask a question, we respond, but it takes a minute or two, it seems, for it to pop up on your screen for you to see our response. So it's like there's this delay. kind of. And so, but you know, like I told you in the message, however you want to handle that is, I'm open to whatever you want to do. If you don't want to do, however you want to do it, I'm fine. I'll do what I can to help you out. So, you know, if you need to kind of dial things back a bit, that's fine too. Like I said, you know, it's your farm, you run it how you want to, and whatever I can do to help out, I'm more than happy to do, even if it means not going on the farm. That's fine. All right, so there is the back straight and then the main straight right on the opposite side of it. I think when I was there in 07, I watched the start of the race there, right from the tail end of the back straight. And the cars, you know, once the green flag drops, it's like everybody speeds up, and you know, of course, by the time the GT cars catch up, it's crazy. I feel like I'm struggling to make money. I would like to bring money in when I can at the stage I'm at. Yeah, I completely understand, Mick. It's all good. All right, here's our official flyover for the Sebring International Raceway. Yay us. So, main straight, there's the pit, there's the grandstands there. And pit road is right below that. And so yeah, great place to go watch a race. Honestly, it's a lot of fun. Matter of fact, the first time I went there in 04, and I think I've told this story before. I was over by, let's see, right near where this bridge is that goes over the raceway. And the Corvettes back then, it was the C5Rs with the massive 7-liter V8. And say no joining. Plan was to get you in first and grind to get. Well, Mick, it's, you know, now that we've got things sorted, I mean, it's up to you really. It's how you want to run your thing, and if people can, I think most people would accept that. If that's how you want to run it, that's how you know. I'm fine either way. So, you know, but I appreciate that you wanted me to be there first. I do greatly appreciate that. So, but all right. So we will come back around here. We did our flyover for when they do the national anthem there. They usually have some kind of a flyover. So we did our flyover. We'll pretend it's race day. The 12-hour race is getting ready to happen. Alright, so there is our runway runs here. It's this one that runs kind of left to right now, not this way. So we will come around, I kind of have a plan now. So we're going to try to make that plan a reality. I will look into a flight plan. Oh, okay. Just message it to me later then, Nick. That's fine. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I know you'll come up with something really interesting. Fun. Kind of a interesting little bush trip like we did up there in Alaska. Looking forward to that. You know, if they're going to have you fly back here, none of these switches up here should be usable. Like, you know, if you... There's the primer, although the primer's right here, you can kind of hover over it, so I wonder if they need to change that. Both times I went to, no, one time I stayed in Avon Park, which wasn't far from Sebring, and the second time I stayed in Orlando and drove back and forth, which actually wasn't that bad of a drive. Just a bit, you know, you have to start thinking about, do I leave a little bit early or do I wait? And then, you know, of course, then everybody's trying to get out of there, and then you got all the traffic to deal with, but you don't want to miss anything, and you know. So, yeah. Alrighty, here we go. There we are. Ta-da! That wasn't too bad of a landing. That might have been one of my best landings also. There we go. Slow down a bit more. And we'll turn off at the... I think we just need to go almost to the end here. Kinda. Well, there we are. Welcome to Sebring, everybody. Local time is 8:35 in the morning. Local. We understand and appreciate the fact that we are not always your cup of tea, and you prefer other options to your Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream viewing pleasures. But thank you for having a sip out of our cup today. Do join us tomorrow for Lightning Saturday, Burbank to Ryan Airfield, 7:30 Eastern, 11:30 UTC, 12:30 UK. Should be a nice little flight there. So I'm guessing we will just need to find a suitable parking spot for our lovely biplane after our phenomenal flyover. It's been a while since we've flown the Stearman 75, so yeah, not too bad of a landing. Had more than enough runway, I think, to let the speed die down, but we did good. I know we are clear of the runway. Looking for another ground crew there. That one's handling that plane. Ground crew. Wow. That's a sad welcome after our phenomenal flying. Well, how's about... I kind of feel like if we're not far from near one of these planes, we'll be able to end our flight there. Maybe even... well, you know what? We're going to pull between the fuel truck and this other little pickup truck, I guess. And there we are. And the battery... Oops, off. There we go. 55 minutes of flying. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. We'll let the... while I put my flight hours in here real quick, we will... let the stream kind of catch up here. Perfect. Daytime. All right, there we are. So we are waiting for, once it's all caught up and all that, then we'll be all set. And then we'll wrap things up for the day. I do greatly appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out for however long you were able to. So, yeah. Hopefully everybody enjoys it. If you're watching this on the replay on Saturday on YouTube, hopefully you enjoy the flight. And there we go. All right, perfect. That's it. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow in the P-38 Lightning heading to Arizona. So do enjoy the rest of your Friday morning, afternoon, evening, early Saturday morning, depending on where you are in the world. I have been your host, and I always will be your host until you get tired of me, Uncle B. Until then, peace, live long and prosper.